Hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about some baseball legend. We're talking about somebody named Jackie Mitchell. And while she wasn't the first woman to play organized baseball, her appearance on the mound in 1931 became a Depression-era sensation. As a girl in Memphis, she'd allegedly been tutored by a neighbor and minor league pitcher Charles Dazzy Vance, who would go on to lead the National League in strikeouts for 7 straight seasons. Mitchell's family moved to Chattanooga, where she became a multi-sport athlete and joined the baseball school affiliated with the city's Class AA minor league team, the Lookouts, and attracted attention of people who would watch with her sinking curveball. In 1931, the Lookouts president Joe Engel booked the Yankees for 2 exhibition games against the Lookouts as the major leaguers traveled north from spring training. A week before their arrival, he announced the signing of Mitchell to what was believed to be one of the first professional baseball contracts given to a woman. The prospect of this 17-year-old girl facing the mighty Yankees generated considerable media coverage. It became a national story, even though most of it was condescending. One paper wrote, "The curves won't be all on the ball when pretty Jackie Mitchell takes the mound." They were not ready for what was about to come. This tall, slim teenager clad in a baggy Lookouts uniform posed for cameras before the game, and then she warmed up and stood in front of this crowd of 4,000 fans and journalists. The Lookouts manager pulled his starter and sent Mitchell to the mound just in time to face Murderer's Row. First up was Babe Ruth, that Babe Ruth. He tipped his hat to the girl, got on the mound, and assumed an easy batting stance. A reporter wrote, "Mitchell went into her motion, winding her left arm as if she were turning a coffee grinder. Then, with a sidearm delivery, she threw her trademark sinker, a pitch Mitchell's known as the drop. Ruth let it pass for a ball. At Mitchell's second offering, Ruth swung and missed the ball by a foot. He missed the next one, too, and asked the umpire to inspect the ball. Then, with the count 1-2, Ruth watched as Mitchell's pitch caught the outside corner for a called strike 3. Flinging his bat down in disgust, he retreated to the dugout. Next to the plate was Lou Gehrig, who would bat .341 in 1931 and tie Ruth for the league lead in homers. He swung and missed at 3 straight pitches. These are 2 of the greatest baseball players of all time. And what ends up happening in this story is they get completely taken out, not just by a 17-year-old, but by a 17-year-old girl who the entire country had made a mockery of. I'm sure you're thinking of the same Bible story I am when I read this passage. I think of David and Goliath. We read in this David and Goliath story from 1 Samuel chapter 17, David said to the Philistine, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and I'll strike you down and cut off your head. This very day I will give the carcasses of the Philistine army to the birds and the wild animals, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. All those gathered here will know that it is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give all of you into our hands." As the Philistine moves closer to attack him, David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. Reaching into his bag and taking out a stone, he slung it and struck the Philistine on the forehead. The stone sank into his forehead, and he fell face down on the ground. So David triumphed over the Philistine with a sling and a stone, without a sword in his hand. He struck down the Philistine and killed him. Friends, sometimes we don't know how God's going to work in our lives. We all face giants. We all feel embarrassed at times and extremely ill-equipped. In our lives, we need to remember that our biggest battles belong to God, though. And where God is, where we're willing to discern that God is, and when we're willing to follow God, God can make a way. This is good news. I look forward to talking about baseball with you tomorrow.